Calaroga Shark Media.
Hey there, I'm Johnny Mack with 5 good news stories. So for most of the summer, I was telling you about, there are a bunch of guys that are going back and forth trading who has the most Guinness World Records. Well, the Washington Post profiled David Rush. He had 181 Guinness World Records at the time of the article. He says he was looking for a way to share a message about perseverance when he came up with a zany idea. He'd teach himself how to juggle blindfolded and go for the Guinness World Record. He broke the record in 2015 with a time of 6 minutes and 34 seconds. He then decided winning one record wasn't enough. He wanted to break as many records as he could. The Washington Post writes, catch 59 marshmallows in his mouth in less than 1 minute? No problem. Balance 101 toilet paper rolls on his head? Sure. Earlier this year, he broke the world record for bursting the most balloons with chopsticks in 1 minute. Guinness says they no longer monitor who has the record for most broken records. But Rush said he knew that the guy in Italy, Silvio, also had 180 concurrent world record titles. On January 30th, Rush documented his 181st record. He smashed 55 vinyl records in 30 seconds. We've learned how you submit for this. You can either have an official Guinness representative come on site, or you have volunteer timers and witnesses. Then you submit official paperwork, videos, and photos to Guinness. Silvio, the Italian dude, he has more than 200 Guinness records, but about 20 of them were later broken by other people. Employees at Guinness World Records in London took note when Rush showed up at their offices early this summer and broke 15 records in one day, including fastest time to drink a liter of lime juice through a straw. I'm glad it's through a straw, not just, the regular record. That world title, 13.99 seconds, just under the 14-second mark. People thought that would never be broken. He said, I threw up immediately afterward. All right, what's the opposite of that story, John? Well, an expert on fungi has spent a decade trying to discover the identity behind a preserved and mislabeled specimen in an Australian collection. Tom May works at the National Herbarium in Melbourne, Australia. There was a donation to the herbarium by the Royal Botanic Gardens in Victoria. In it, Dr. May found some small, shriveled mushroom samples bearing an untraceable name. He opened the blue packet a decade ago, hasn't been able to figure it out. He did find a book from 1805 published in Latin. Then we get into the weeds here. Dr. May said finding the book was sort of like putting bits together of a jigsaw. Dr. May's sample appears as number 7 in the 200-year-old book. Dr. May has been recognized internationally as a fellow of the International Mycological Association. Congratulations, sir. Good news for a dolphin that was stranded on a beach near Cape Town. South African rugby legend Percy Montgomery. He led the team to victory at the 2007 World Cup. He was hanging out on the beach. He saw a dolphin in distress. He stopped his car, rushed down the cliffs to the beach. He grabbed the slippery dolphin and waded through the surf to put it back in the ocean. However, the dolphin seemed disoriented and quickly washed back on the shore, so Montgomery tried again, and as far as we know, the dolphin is out there somewhere safely swimming. Meanwhile, I gotta hit the museum more often. A French museum has announced that members of the public are being invited to view its exhibit on Naturism while wearing nothing but shoes. That's right, it's the Marseille Museum of European and Mediterranean Civilizations, and they say nude patrons are being welcomed to peruse the Nature's Paradise exhibit in the nude on designated dates once a month. Nudist Paradises features hundreds of pieces of art from naturist communities, including paintings, sculptures, photographs, and films. But why do I have to wear shoes? An official says it's to avoid getting splinters. Danya is a new father for the second time. He said everything could have gone wrong and everything went right. All right, his wife, Rebecca, was pregnant. She felt the contractions coming on. They hopped in the car. It was a 56-minute drive in the summertime traffic near Cape Cod to get to Plymouth. Her water broke. Baby Summer was born there on the highway. Then they sped off to the hospital with their newborn wrapped in a blanket. But wait, there's more. At the hospital, Dad noticed his wedding band was gone. A couple days later, he returned to the highway to see maybe it was on the side of the road where the baby was born. He told WCVB, just as we were about to leave, I looked down and by the grace of God, I found it right between my toes. I was scraping some grass away and I couldn't believe it. Everything could have gone wrong and everything went right. And those are your 5 good news stories for today. If you enjoy the program, tell a friend about it. They might like it too. Please check out 5 Minutes of Gratitude, our sister podcast there. Little positivity and affirmation for you 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 5 Minutes of Gratitude, wherever you get your shows. And if you would like this program without commercials, there's a link in the show notes that'll tell you how to do that. You have an awesome day.